So we always ask you guys to leave comments below, post, give us things to talk about, to share. One of the things that came up last week on Friday was, I got it now. Thanks, sir. It came up was tracking, the benefits, the downside. Everybody's got a little opinion on this. So, Mike, what's your thoughts on?
Let's start there.
We're interesting this week. We're gonna start with Mike.
First of all, I hate tracking. I'm against tracking, and I don't know. I think we're in a losing battle here. I mean, again, what do you want? You want a little bit of peace of mind with, surrendering your rights and your everything that you're working on? Because the tracking, yes, it's easy. The broker is gonna get the location of a freight without calling you at 2 a.m. in the morning and stuff like this. Plus, we have to look at the customers as customers. So that Pepsi load which you hate is still given to you by Pepsi. That's who the customer is. And if a customer can't easily track the load, if we need to talk to a route driver who is the 2 a.m. in the morning, what? Mm-hmm. We're not gonna like it. We're gonna jump to other solutions where we can track the load with just like one click of a button. But there is a bigger picture in it. I say we're not gonna win in this one. However, I guess I don't see no problem with that. I just hate the fact that little by little we're giving out more and more. We're really not really getting a lot in return. Plus, we're surrendering our location data, everything else, and that makes our, maybe not right now, but in the far future, it's gonna put some weight on our options to negotiate and to a degree bullshit the broker.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, that's my biggest thing probably, because I mean, do we lose leverage? Like, come on, information is for sale this day and age, right? And who's gonna do? You log on to free Wi-Fi, boom, you just sold everything. They're watching everything, so somebody's buying it too, right? That's advertising.
Because look, how many times I would, let's say I have a truck in, let's just pull another place out of my butt, like Salt Lake City, okay?
There are other opinions.
And if it's really slow in that area, I would be posting that truck all over the place in Cheyenne, Wyoming, in Idaho, in Nevada, in like South Utah. And then, when I'm talking to the broker or the customer, I'm gonna be acting like, oh yeah, man, my truck is right there. He's just doing the oil change, and he can be at your facility in like 8 hours. Because if I'm going to tell the broker or the customer that my truck is 500 miles away and now I'm going to have to pull your freaking pants down and rip you off of every penny that I can rip to cover that mileage and everything else, we're not going to be as comfortable doing that load with me because
You're too far.
I'm too far.
problem.
I'm very, very likely to fall off. And the little nice story that, hey, look, man, he's just changing the oil around the corner. He's second in line. 8 hours, he's at your gate. The broker doesn't need to know where your truck is. That should be used as leverage. However, are we going to be able to fight this battle and win? No. We're going to lose because every company out there will going to give that information away. It will be.
But what is it?
If we choose not to do this, we will be black sheep.
So, but here's the deal, guys. Okay, so I'm gonna be a different side of the voice.
Okay, cool.
At the end of the day, we all love each other. We all the time disagree on things. So,
Mike?
yep. So here's the deal. As far as the response to them selling the information, listen, the lanes are the lanes. Where your truck's located really doesn't matter to anybody. That's not information that I find to be valuable far as out third party looking to receive, because whatever the trucks were running that lane is one thing. Now, capacity would be another thing, but if the capacity is also marked by who's picked up how many loads and how many loads is shipped from an area, that's also judges capacity, not just how many trucks necessarily are available, because if a truck's there, chances are it's picking up a load and it's moving freight. As far as the leverage that comes to the broker on them being able to see you when they say they can't see you, that would be my only really concern, my biggest thing that I don't like about it. And I would flip that and say, yes, I get what he's saying. I'm 500 miles away. The chances of me finding a load closer as I'm going towards that one, the old saying, booking and looking. Yeah. But again, that's created by dirty carriers who are booking and looking. It shouldn't be. Once you make a commitment, you should stick to it. Or also the case of you falling off the load because of, hey, 500 miles, anything could happen. I could get caught in traffic. I could get pulled into a way station for an
hold on
inspection.
a second. If I'm telling you that my truck is right there, like around the corner, and that he's gonna be there in 8 hours when he's realistically 400 miles out,
Yeah.
am I a dirty carrier now, or I'm just making your day better?
Well, considering there probably is a truck on Ralph's board that is 30 miles away, and I would rather give my load to that truck, and now I gave it to you because I'm like,
But it's not about you; it's about me and my truck.
I think as a dispatcher, from my point of view,
just go on record, I wasn't done yet.
Okay.
I have more, but you go ahead, Ralph. You go ahead. No, I want you to. You solve some of it.
The idea is that I believe that if the tracking is as only when you are during the load, that's what I like, and I think that, and I agree with that part. I don't agree with tracking if there is ever access to the truck from when it's not under load for this special customer. So for that reason, I do still like MacroPoint or any of those apps that track only when you accept that load, you do that load, and then you're done with it.
Agree, 100%. With MicroPoint, I agree. You pick and choose. If the load requires tracking, you accept it. Done deal.
Because I understand why they want to
but all
track.
over, because let me tell you, the broker that you're working with all the time, your buddy from C.H. Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
That guy has every truck number
We have a
in
buddy at
this
C.H. Robinson?
company. Well,
Yeah.
Oh, you're being nice.
It's not
Politically correct.
It's a
Okay.
nice way to say it.
it's
So
not
it's a
your
nice
buddy
way to
or
say
my
it.
buddy, but we have a few people who has
I
buddy
don't
at
have a
C.H.
buddy at
Robinson.
C.H. Robinson. I don't.
And now he has all the truck numbers. All he needs to do is just keep punching them, I assume.
Right, and there's
get
no
the
way
location
to
data.
safeguard that.
Yeah.
No matter how much now, referring to the buddy at C.H. Robinson or any of these larger companies that participate in the ELD tracking, which is different than what Ralph was talking about. That's MacroPoint or app-based tracking, where you only sign up for that particular time, then you delete the app off your phone. ELD tracking, which is privileged information to the company. Now some companies are sharing that with brokers and customers, where they tap right into that. I understand the purpose of it. Scott made a point, like, do you call and do your Amazon tracking, see where it's at? Yeah, of course we do. And we do want to know a package that's supposed to be here on a Tuesday is going to be here on a Tuesday, no more than they want to know when their freight's going to be on it. So the plus sides to it, the benefits, look, you get these guys where when you're not participating in certain tracking programs and it's a high value load, they may have to call every 2 hours. That may be their standard, and they're calling, and it's like, where are you? Hey, I'm shut down. For 10 hours, I'm shut down. I'm on my 10-hour break. And then somebody else calls 2 hours later. Where are you? Same place I was when you called 2 hours ago. Stop freaking calling me. You're trying to sleep, and I believe it's unsafe for drivers because they're constantly getting woke up throughout the middle of the night, which they're not getting the rest that they need. Huh? Oh my God, Uber Freight is like the worst in the world. I literally have blocked every Uber number I can. If it's California number, I freaking block it. I can't stand Uber Freight because they call so much, and they don't even update their system. If we're gonna participate in something, get your stuff right and pay attention. If Uber's watching this, they probably aren't, but if someone wants to share this with Uber, freaking get your system right, bro. They tell you to use this app and update it, we update it. They still call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, how are you? How am I? I'm freaking sleeping. What are you doing? I'm sorry,
They're all drink the 10 Red Bulls and they're in.
Yeah.
They're so excited.
But even to that, to kind of Scott's point, like once the customers start looking, like let's say we use Pepsi as an example.
Agree.
So now some rep at Pepsi maybe just Just the rep doesn't.
But look, and this is what I agree. I was reading at Scott's comments, and he says, do you look at tracking on items when you order on Amazon or anywhere else? Absolutely, yes. And this is not the tracking of that portion, just makes life easier.
Before or after.
But the leverage that tracking may give away to the
And that's a tracking
broker
number that's associated to the
take-
item.
and take my tools
Not to the
away
driver.
from me to bullshit this guy and to make the most money, not to bullshit in a bad way, but to play the game
Yeah.
of trucking,
Right,
of
but-
booking freight.
yeah.
But exactly, yeah, so now you can track that UPS or that FedEx and then what? Like, as if we have power to change anything, they're so big in that market share that even if your delivery was crap, 2 days late, broke and delivered, and you're like, I'm never using FedEx again.
You still will.
Bullshit. When you order something, free shipping or 19.99,
Yeah.
90% of the people free shipping, FedEx back at your, leaving a door knocker at your door. So, I don't know, I think that's a little bit different.
Well, again, we're talking about items versus truck. When you track an item, you track that item through plane, through train, through
Every time the barcode gets
yeah,
scanned,
that is
yes,
different.
absolutely.
That's not tracking that driver. And my tracking abilities are simply where that package is been scanned, not where it is currently. I have no idea when it left Knoxville, Tennessee, if it's in Atlanta, Georgia right now. I don't know until it gets scanned again. So that kind of tracking is a little different, but it's a good point. But yes, you do like to know where your freight is. Brokers and customers like to know where their high value freight is. Fair enough, but
No problem
could
with
we
that.
find a happy median where it's truly these ELD tracking is on and off? No, they're not going to. But again, unfortunately, it is the way the market's going. You can like it, not like it, but participation is at this moment that is starting to move that
At the
direction.
end of the day, pushing back against it, we're not gonna win. At the end of the day, customers' convenience will win over everything.
Person that's
So
paying money.
we can be fighting back and just keep on losing. The game is to make money. Let's make money now with whatever tools we have. Let's be the most proactive carrier. Oh, you want to know where the load is? Here we go, buddy. No problem. Let everybody else to fight that battle. And it's all about the money, man.
I think, to be honest with you, none of us really know how it's gonna affect, the negotiated. Well, the idea is that yes, I think I agree with that too. So is that if I wanna, let's say I'm only like 50 miles away, sometimes I have done that. I'm like, hey, I'm 100 miles away. Give me an extra $50 on that rate or whatnot. And we've all done that but if it's gonna really affect that way, we don't know. And I think we'll see really quick. I think when that entire EOD thing goes in and the tracking is done with that, you will see really quick. You'll see if it starts affecting the rates, if it starts affecting your negotiating skills.
I think it's probably going to be more of a back end, like Mike was saying, back to that. The customer, somebody at Pepsi who doesn't really understand trucking, is going to, by their calculation, oh my God, he's never going to make it. Why has he been sitting there for 7 hours? Because he's doing a 10-hour break. You know what I mean? So sometimes if they don't have that
Yes, but
understanding,
at the same time, what I see, it's broker specific.
Oh,
For example,
yeah,
so it's not going into some big cloud that just everybody with a load number can do that. It's very broker specific.
but that's why we'll lose.
And
this
broker
battle.
is not your friend.
But that's why we'll lose the battle, because as brokers use that as leverage to gain market share,
Yeah.
and they go into a customer and say, look what we can do, everybody's going to jump on board and say we can do that too now.
And look, and I totally 100% agree to the portion of providing this spotless customer service. That's freaking amazing. Now we're gonna have some
Show and tell.
showing off.
Well, here at the Super Trucker Podcast, sorry for my absence there for a second. We take, obviously sponsored by Voyager Nation. We take safety. We take safety extremely serious. And I just want to first off, thank one of our drivers, Scott, who saw one of our videos. And well, first off, thanks Scott for watching our videos and the support. Secondly, thanks for noticing something. And we always say, hey man, we have to check one another. We all check each other, check ourselves. And this week, one of our drivers checked us. We do not have the proper PPE when we're operating out in the yard. And that situation was remedied, okay? And now Christian will be safe since he's our main guy that does the stickering on the trucks while he's out there. He does a beautiful job. He takes a lot of pride in that.
It's a busy yard out there.
It is a busy yard.
Scott came in and he presented you with this with his safety vest, and he wanted you to have it. And I just think, I think we're really proud of you, Christian. I'm not gonna lie.
Thank you.
So-
Look at this, guys.
It looks a little big.
Yeah. What size is this, man?
Does that say on something on the back? I can't quite see what that says. It says Daddy's little helper. Oh, wow.
I'm so honored Scott gave me his very first vest.
Who are we kidding? Scott never was small enough to fit in that vest, bro. Never.
No,
Even when he was born, bro.
He was like 6 months.
Yeah. Scott said when he was born, he was 12 pounds, bro. He said, heck no.
Oh my God.
So good looking out. Good looking out for him,
Safety's
Scott.
important.
Safety first, as
Yep.
always.
Thanks, Scott.
And don't forget, we're still going to talk to you about the killer in just a little bit. But
And also, going back to the tracking, it doesn't matter who's right, who's wrong. There is a million opinions about it. We're not here to tell you how to do. We're not here to tell you what to do. We're just here talking about the thing, about our thoughts.
there's pros and cons.
Pros.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
Take it with a grain of salt
I mean-
and do you. Don't
What's up, sir?
What's going on, man?
Man, I'm nervous.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know, man.
See, I just want you to know I have your back.
All
I
right.
noticed the other day when you were out there putting stickers on the truck, you didn't have a safety jacket on.
That's right.
And I'm worried about you out there because, some of these truck drivers don't always pay attention. So I got you a safety jacket.
Ah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Should I put it on now?
Oh my God.
It might be a little big.
Daddy's little helper.
Maybe Mike can make a decal on it, but Voyager's little helper.